'Cause that's how Earth does it. Welcome to Earth! So we're back. And what I definitely did off camera was I dressed up the characters I'm going to use for this next session. I am playing immediately following the previous chapter. So some of that stuff's still fresh in my mind. But well, let's go take a look at it, man. So the first character we're going to do is definitely Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a character that looks great, man. He looks super great in this game. Look at him. Look at him. I've made 3 loadouts for him. The stats one is obviously just the best junk I have right now. Growing, I try to do kind of a motif around that, kind of the spore stuff that's happening there, you know? He's got some growth going on there. I don't have a lot of his good stuff, so this stuff is kind of jank anyway. He's going to look a lot better by the time I'm done, I'm sure. And then Treeman, which, I don't know, I was trying like a night demon motif thing, because I saw that horned head in there. And I was like, let's see if we can do an armored look. I don't really like armor, because it's all bark. I'm not really a plant guy. I'm allergic to pollen. So I don't see a lot of beauty in flowers and things like that. And then stats is just, like I said, this is the best stuff I got right now. This is what you're going to be watching in a minute anyway. My Swamp Thing's level 9, which is, I think, a little higher than some of the characters I just used. No, maybe Lantern was that high. I played with him a lot. He looks great. He is tough to use, man. He reminded me during pre-release of a character from Darkstalkers, which is a very, very old fighting game I used to play back during the PlayStation 1 era. That's when Darkstalkers was big. And they made a couple sequels, because Capcom can't not make sequels to games. But unfortunately, they just weren't that popular over here. They were games featuring different monsters from different periods. There was a vampire, there was a werewolf, there was a Frankenstein monster. Really cool game, really cool, well animated. They did a ton of animation frames for the thing. It's awesome. However, never big over here, so they never really survived. People were too busy playing Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat and whatnot. So Darkstalkers is dead. Despite what Capcom will tell you, Darkstalkers is dead. If they ever bring it back, they'll probably bring it back like they've done everything else out of late, and nobody likes what Capcom's doing as of late. But this is an Injustice video, not a trash Capcom video. So here's my Swamp Thing, my stat-powered Swamp Thing, and we're going in. He reminded me of Anacharis, who was the mummy in that game, and he had these, I don't know, because he was a mummy and because mummy powers aren't really defined outside of, I guess, sometimes he can wrap you up in his coils. He had weird moves. He was made of 2 creatures, one of which walked and one could fly. It was confusing as all get out. But he had this move where he literally reached his hands through time-space.
You sought my aid before, Batman.
Plan to disappoint me again?
To protect the soil, yes.
Begin.
I like that Batman face way more than the ones I have. In any event, I don't know if that's how the developers at NetherRealm felt about him, and they were shooting for that. But I just got a lot of Anacharis vibes from him. I've forgotten how to use them. I've been using Bane. Bane and Swampy here are both grapplers, which is an archetypic character where the goal is to stay in your opponent's face, you know? However, and you guys probably didn't see a super because I fought him in the story mode. The problem here is that when you use a character like Swamp Thing against the AI, not you, jerk. The AI isn't supposed to cheat, but sometimes he does, man. Sometimes the AI reads your inputs. Sometimes he just decides, I'm not gonna get to do the super. He's dying. Oh, we haven't seen this transition. Cameo coming up. Boom. Wow. Killer Croc, everybody. Killer Croc showing up to help Swamp Thing defeat the Batman. Hiding out in the sewers that close to the Batcave. Dangerous. You would think Batman would have some perimeter guards, but even he You know, like the one character that could finally beat Batman, the Rat King. I said it. Bat King versus Rat King. Let's do it. Bat King versus Rat King. Batman versus Ratman. One of those two.
Your anger is not welcome. Anger is strength, Swamp Thing. The green is stronger.
Begin.
Most people who know Swamp Thing know him from the old... Well, most people my age, I guess, who aren't, you know, big comic book nerds, know Swamp Thing from... Dude, the grabs! Sorry, I've been playing other characters, and so I've lost literally what little skill I had with Swamp Thing. My timing's off. I cannot, and I'm pretty sure I grabbed him there. How do you do the, I mean, we'll just go with that. Punched in the back. It didn't kill him. They did some cool things to his tree, didn't they? I don't know what I've never fully understood his trait. I know it keeps them from jumping, but I don't know if that's literally all it does. Yeah, like right there. The AI knew I was doing my grab, even though it was impossible for it to know. This game has got some cool animations, man. That's one way to handle your problems. Grab him! Good lord! I'm spinning.
You burn easily. I shall endure.
Or shall endure. Hey, just have a log, man. No, that's what the AI used against me, that I was like, what? Double low with Swamp Thing? I'd never seen that before. While I was busy having my Matthew McConaughey moments. Should I take my shirt off? I don't have a good Matthew McConaughey. I just, I saw Matt Damon do him on, some talk show 100 years ago when Matthew McConaughey or Matt Damon were young, I guess. And, apparently has a good Matthew McConaughey. I shouldn't say I like Matt Damon. Matt Damon, they really did him wrong. I like Matt Damon. Anyway, he makes fun of Matthew McConaughey, and who doesn't make fun of Matthew McConaughey? Matthew McConaughey's sweet, dude.
We meet again.
Lincoln commercials.
I recall dashing you and getting away.
This time I am prepared.
Begin.
So what's weird about NetherRealm story modes? Is that, it doesn't exactly tell you. Like, it's tough to say where in the canon this takes place, because there are some endings, you know, where the character beats Brainiac, other times where the whole, well, not Brainiac, 'cause I haven't done all the endings, but at least in Mortal Kombat X, some of the endings did not make it clear if this was like after story mode, before story mode. I wonder how you... No, it's like down 2 maybe? There's another move in there I'm trying to pull off, sorry. Give me a second. I'm just gonna have to look it up because I'm that mad about it. 4-2. Ah, that's it. Yeah. I cannot do the grab anymore. Maybe I changed it. Maybe I'm not doing my buttons right. Okay. Let's... Ugh, I did the up grab too. Yeah, see, like the AI is reading my grabs. It is not responding that quickly to me grabbing. And that's fine. You know, I'm just gonna do some cool Swamp Thing stuff until I win. But people don't do that, you know? People will get grabbed. The AI will just be like, duck. All you have to do is duck and all his grabs useless. I think the close one, the green thumb one, where he just snatches you up, but that one's got to be done point blank. All the other ones that you can do in the field, no good. So I think I did ultimately cover Green Lantern straight.
There is no need for violence.
We're just playing around, Swampy.
I dislike this game.
Begin.
I can't do any moves. I can't do any moves. Alright, hold on. That combo used to work. Unless I've been using... Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's not the combo I was using. Oh, that's not a button you should ever press. I'm just having all sorts of troubles with 2-on-1s. Time I did the anti-air one. Should hit with some dynamite. Can you just kick along there?
You reap what you have sown.
The buff works. Maybe that's what I used to do.
Ooh, I need my big mallet.
I will not break.
Snatch. That erectable is silly. The rules on it are baffling.
Swamp Thing wins.
Cool win pose though, right? Once upon a time, Alex Ross did a picture of Swamp Thing. Like, it wasn't even in the comic. It was just on the cover that he had sprouted big, leafy wings. And ever since then, Swamp Thing can fly. How? Don't worry about it. It's funny how that happens in, like, comic book lore.
You are called Firestorm.
That's right. I'll show you why.
Fire is no friend of mine.
Begin.
I mean, duh. Fell right into that. I'll give him that. Is there another combo I'm missing? I could swear there was a... Thank you. It is literally 4-2 square. Maybe it's not. I must just be totally missing that move up. I'm gonna have to use my super. I know that look. Can you do something punishable? Like down 2 leads to stuff.
Reap what you have sown.
I must be forgetting a lot of Swamp Thing stuff. I swear you could do the grab after that. Can you come here where I can grab you? Thank you. This stage is a cool transition. Let's see if I can land it. Nope. All I can do is murder Firestorm. Starry.
Swamp Thing wins.
I mean, technically that's how all canon is born, right? Like someone just thinks of it one day, but usually in the case of comic book characters, it's something that was like part of a story or something like that. No, this was literally just like someone thought it was cool that it was on the cover and was like, yeah, what if we just said he could do that? And no one's ever questioned it. No one was ever like, well, how could he makes wings out of feathers, out of leaves.
You have offended nature.
Yeah, about that.
I will not let that stand.
Begin.
It's gotta just be 2 then. It's gotta just be 2. Big damage. Yeah, I must be thinking of Bane, man. Because none of this is working out in my favor. Alright, that's it. The Bayou Bash. Okay. He's got this fun little move. There, that's his launcher. And then, yeah. Ugh, eat a log. Sorry, guys. This is why I should kind of do training mode, at least a little. But usually, I just don't have the time, man. To be totally honest with you. Like, the AI doesn't know I'm doing that. Nobody with a brain would do that. And that time I just blew it. I also need to learn my range better on my grab. Eat a log.
Swamp Thing wins.
So this looks like good. This is nice. This is a solid 1 episode. I screwed around in practice mode, not practice mode, because that would have been better for my gameplay. I would have remembered my combos. I screwed around in customization mode, and now I'm running through story mode, and it's taking about 15 minutes. So we're gonna do him, and then there's one other character I'm gonna do before I end this session. I do still want to play Dimensions today, and also kind of want to live my life a little bit today, because
Except I never forget which team I'm on.
Are you certain of that?
Begin.
snap. Time I reach too far. Log. Super slow log. The competitive people who I couldn't stop, filleting in my last video, they say a lot of bad things about Swamp Thing. And I don't necessarily want to refute it, because certainly the guys who are making those bins have way more time to commit than I do. They're mostly like, I assume, college kids, right? What to do about that? Wow, he aimed that perfectly. Good job, AI. Snatched. Swat.
Reap what you have
But,
sown.
I've played a lot of bad characters, and a lot of... That's too close. Techno. You can get 2 of those, the thwips, and then you can get one of those. That's gonna blow up in my face. So, if I can avoid being hit by that, then what happens when they're stuck in there is they can't jump. And, unfortunately, even if you work that out, somehow you set it up and then get them in it and don't get hit doing that, you have a lot of setup involved in just putting that off. They can still just duck most of your grabs. So, and he does not have a fast overhead. The only thing he hits at overhead, which is overhead, is when a move can't be blocked while you're crouching. Most moves are either high or low, and you can usually do whatever works. Overhead's a move that's hit high, but you have to be standing high.
It's true, Guardian.
Then you serve a new master.
The Parliament begs to differ.
Begin.
The weekend whip. Suck it, Brainiac. Come into Abigail's Guardian. So, like, that's the idea, right? But you're only gonna get one, like, oh, come on. Once in a while, man. Get the garden out. And, like, he's not gonna come over here. Oh my god, he just whacked me. The game must have some sort of protection against that very exact strategy I'm trying to do. Either that or my timing's just gotten so wrong, so bad that I can't pull it off anymore.
Greed is power.
So, even though it doesn't make a lick of sense, and he blocked it anyway. Get thwomped.
So little accomplished.
So little accomplished. I wish I had those moves when I was Brainiac. Brainiac's a cool character in this game. Wow, every time that lands. Do the grab! And the snatch. Several snatches. Many snatches later, I got up and did a wake-up super that he just jumped. So this is the arcade mode where I lose. Because he could just chip me out. Swamp Thing has no cool teleports, even though you'd think he does. He does have a move that will get him across the screen in a hurry, but it costs a bar of meter to do, and it's high. So if they're waiting for it at all, i.e. if they've even played Swamp Thing, good luck landing it. I hate that that thing comes out whether he... There it is. And then you're supposed to be able to... Ugh. He's got so many new toys in... Ah! I forgot about that one! And then it also helps if you aren't just terrible, alright? If you aren't just the worst Injustice player to ever walk the earth. He shot me again. The log. The log didn't make it!
You are not worth collecting.
The log I mysteriously found in Brainiac's ship. Why do I keep wasting all my meter on that? Because I want to show it off. I'm not practicing good use of my meter for the sake of... I never tire of the yells. Everybody has a yell, like a sound bit, that they only seem to play when they're being supered. And it's very clear they just tell the voice actors, listen. In this clip, you are literally... like, it's the worst. So, swing for the fences and vocally, you know? God, sure, God, stop it. I should probably just learn... Yeah. Because when you do that one... That's the combo! I knew it was in there! Oh. There it is! I knew it! Unfortunately, I didn't figure it out until...
Your strength wilts.
Not this season.
I can't risk it. Yeah, if he's gonna bring all 4 bars and get a ton of health back, and I'm gonna do the wrong grab, as always. Because that's how I like to play Injustice, the wrong way.
Brainiac wins.
Listen, Swamp Thing, nothing like the other characters to play.
Begin.
And might suck, you know? Like, there's always that possibility. But as you can see, I very clearly am not playing to my full potential here, so... Right, okay. So when you land that in naked space, after that you can do a grab real easy.
Life cannot be collected.
I think you can also do... Like, you can do that and land... Let's try it. Okay. Now I'm just trying combos, which of course is working like a charm. Wait. Yeah, okay, that's dope. I guess that probably works in the corner though. Whew, that was close. Crunch. Me to burn the log. Okay. So we're gonna grab you, have a little bit of growth, and then powerbomb you.
Many throughout history have underestimated the Green. In this way, Brainiac was no different than Superman or Batman. They all thought they could improve upon nature. They all were wrong. Earth belonged to the Green for eons before animals evolved. Now, the trees and plants will remind these animals upon whose planet they reside. When the next crisis comes, nature will protect itself. I stand with the Green, and the Green alone.
That's about what you'd expect, right? We didn't see him snatching up any people, so it's not like he went evil. He just had to stand idly by and letting Batman and Superman tear it up. Flippity floppity floop, and I hope you have a good day whenever you're watching this. I'm the Phoenix. Peace.